Hello, everyone. Good day to you. Myself, bit of a rough one here, guys. So, my voice is going to sound like this. Get used to it. That's how it'll be for the video, and I'm not sorry about it. I'm under the weather, as you might have noticed. So, I want to talk about something really important today, and something that I think we avoid talking about because it's kind of painful. Actually, it's really painful. So I want to talk today about why moms who choose to stay home and prioritize their family, forego an income, and not really have a clock out time, this very unique, not even job, this work, the sacred work that full-time motherhood is. Why is it that we accept not having days off, especially for this video's purposes, sick days? So it's a very interesting thing when you become a mom in this day and age, in this society, and you come across these situations, right? Whatever they may be. This one is like, okay, you're sick. So like, what's the protocol for that, right? Well, can't call in because like your kids live with you. And if they're young, they're at home with you. Like mine are at home with me almost all of the time. So I can't call in. I can't call out. My husband can't necessarily call out, and that's if he would even, be willing to call out, or if he has sick, even if he has sick days, right? So it's like, what do? You are unlikely to take them to any kind of daycare or childcare, preschool, babysitter, whatever, because everybody's obsessed with and scared of catching an illness from a contagious person, right? So what is a stay-at-home mom to do? Did we sign away our rights to a normal human experience when we decided to stay at home with our children and prioritize our family? I don't effing think so. And I do not accept it, and I will never accept it. And it's not about me. This is about a certain segment of the population dedicating themselves to something very important, a major sacrifice in the modern age, right? As an adult human, a major sacrifice, like you sacrifice many things in society when you decide to do the sacred work of full-time motherhood. And then to not even be regarded as important when you are sick is bullshit. So how can we change this? I've been thinking about this a lot. I certainly take sick days, and it's not like I'm over here ruling my house, like my husband does whatever I say and my kids do whatever. No, like I am also caught in this, gosh, I really want to take care of my kids, but I feel like crap, and I'm not going to be able to have the energy it takes to take care of them well, intentionally, patiently. The capacity is not there because like my brain is mush. I'm in pain. I physically can't do a ton of stuff. I can barely talk, right? So my solution today, thank God my in-laws, they, are home in the mornings, and they always want the kids to come over, and they don't care if they are a little under the weather, whatever. And my husband, thank God, well, he works from home, but like this wasn't by happenstance. Like we purposefully applied him to jobs that were remote, so we intentionally created a lifestyle revolving around the family home and everything. And thank God for everything. I was just saying that it wasn't something that just happened. It was a goal of ours, and we reached that goal, praise God. But what I'm saying is that like, I still felt guilty. I still felt like, oh, my son's not like, top health. He's fine, but he's not like, he might have a little something going on. Shouldn't I take care of him during the day? Shouldn't I be accessible and available to him? And also like, oh, I'm inconveniencing my husband because he has to drive 30 minutes away to bring the kids to his parents. And My daughter doesn't particularly enjoy being at her grandparents' house all day just because they're older, and that's a whole nother story. But anyways, there was a lot of sacrifices I made to have a sick day because I am a full-fledged human being, even though I'm a stay-at-home mom, with the same amount of worth and value as anybody else. So I'm going to take a sick day when I'm sick. Why not? Like, we have to get creative, but I'm not going to just, accept the fact that because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I have less rights, I have less regard, I get less respect, I get less care, I have to be more unhealthy. No, seriously, F all of that. I will never accept that. And the fact that this is an expectation in our society that well, you chose to stay home, you don't have PTO, nobody wants to get around you or your kids when you're just a little bit under the weather or a lot, you know what I'm saying, the whole time we're living in, you know what I'm saying? So I don't accept it. So I will get creative, and I encourage you to get creative too. Whether you have friends, if you're watching this, you're probably natural health, probably natural immunity, and if not, you're interested in it. And I myself, I'm not, even though people get ill, that's normal. That's called acquired immunity. It's okay. And I haven't been doing every single thing in the book to keep my immunity up. So this is what I get. And you know what? I can't control everything. But maybe you can find some friends that think along the lines you do, where they can help you out if you're sick, and you can help them out when they're sick. Or you got church people or mosque people or synagogue people, or you have mother's helpers or your babysitter. Be brave enough to call them and ask them hey, I've got a cough, but I really need help with the kids. The time in which I'm feeling most like shit is the time when I most need help. Not when I contact the babysitter and I say, I coughed once last night, so you might not want to come over tomorrow. And then just set myself and my family up for hell the next day. You know what I'm saying? There's measures you can take to make people more comfortable, but you have to put yourself out there first and take a chance. I had to put myself out there and say, hey babe, you mind taking the kids for a second day this week to your parents because I feel worse than I did 2 days ago. He did it. I was kind of afraid he'd be annoyed or that he spent too much time over there, or that, he just didn't want to make the drive or whatever. But he wants to support me, and I deserve support. I'd support him, you know what I'm saying? But it's doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And then also, this is how we create the normalcy around, people get sick. That's something that happens. And then, most of the time you get better, and then you move on, and then you get sick again, and everybody gets sick, right? So the way that you normalize that is you stop tiptoeing around everything and give people a chance to say, yeah, I'll still come, or don't overhype it. If you, I don't know, if your back hurts, or if you have a runny nose, whatever, right? And you're I feel like I should nip this in the bud and really rest tomorrow. But then you're thinking oh, but what if the person comes here and freaks out because I've got a runny nose and they think I'm contagious? Stop thinking like that. The reason why things are the way they are is because too many people think like that. Does that make sense? We've got to make it normal that people will get sick. That's just something that happens, And if you know that they feel one or another way about it, you disclose and then say, hey, but I still really love your help. Haven't had a fever, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to make people feel comfortable. But also, you don't need to overhype shit that's not, serious. Or that's not, I don't even know how to say it. See, look, I'm using words that's not even relevant. It's not a big deal, so quit treating it like a big deal. And expect to have days off when you're sick. Even if it's just one, or it's just a half a day. Expect it. Because that's the only way that you're going to get it. And I'm not saying feel entitled, and every time, every single time you don't feel great, you're take the kids away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you really feel like crap, ask for help. And then allow yourself to receive that help. Get creative in who to ask for help, when and how, and what you can do so you can take a sick day. Because you know what? When you don't, not only are you oppressing yourself, you're denying yourself those human rights that you inherently have. Same as your husband and your kids and your friends and everybody else deserves these human rights, right? To recover when you're sick, to rest when you're sick. Also, if you don't respect your own body and your instincts about resting and healing, you're going to treat your kids badly at one point or another, probably. Or you're going to burn out really bad. Or you're going to have a mental breakdown. Or you're going to resent your husband. Or you're going to be pissed off at the world because you don't have any damn support. So ladies, mothers, start taking sick days. How can you creatively structure a sick day? I want to know. Let me know in the comments what you do for sick days and how you're going to start structuring creative sick days so that you can heal and rest and recover and do justice to God's vessel, which is your body. Just like your kids and your husband and everybody else, you deserve it just as much. So allow yourself that. All right, ladies. Love ya.